All right, looks like we are recording. Welcome to Electrified Marinas podcast. This is number 18, I think it is. Just lost it. Not as prepared as I should be, as usual, but we're going to get through this. I just wanted to kind of change it up. We've got a whole lot to talk about. I'm not doing as good as I have been on social media, so I'm trying to play catch up and get it all out in one place. But we've got a whole lot going on in terms of the business right now. It's probably the busiest we've ever been. I feel like I say that every few months, but it's just been getting busier and busier, whether it's new dealer inquiries, new leads. God, the lighting is just terrible. That's better, I guess. But anyway, in terms of 2026, we ended the year really good. We delivered a couple of skis, zero jet, but more importantly, we got a lot done on the back end. So we got John Holland onboarded. We're making headway, getting things organized for the capital raise. It's a whole lot of back end paperwork, the data room. We got the pitch deck finished. That was the easy part. Now that I see everything else we've got to do. And so we're getting ready to raise some capital. So that's exciting, but getting everything polished and dialed in is the fun part now. In terms of the year, we've got some boat shows coming up. So we've got Richmond this upcoming weekend. We've got Virginia Beach the weekend after that. But across the country, boat show season is like popping off right now. Vancouver boat shows going on. The Green Boater Bruno is kicking butt over there. He's got a ton of sessions. I saw Emil from Elveni over there. Justin from Aqua Electric was there. So they're definitely carrying the torch on the West Coast right now. It's pretty awesome. But we've got some boat shows coming up. Virginia Beach, Richmond will have a Taiga jet ski and a flagship Discover, the Tritune at each one of them. And then we've got a ton of grassroots events we're working on this year. We're going to have a handful here at in Virginia Beach, some at Lake Anna, maybe something up in Maryland. We've got a lot to figure out. Something in Kilmarnock, Irvington area. But stay tuned for those as we dial in all the dates and timelines for all of that stuff. Something really cool. We just got things finalized with Prince Craft. So they're not too popular here in Virginia, but we sell nationwide. So there's a chance some other people might know who they are. But they've got boats from cheap, economical, like electric boats for a lot of those restricted waterways. And then they've got some higher end boats that have a lot more, I don't know, finishes and amenities on them. So we just became a dealer for them. And so they've got this Prince Craft Brio series. It's the, just little electric one, slow 5 horsepower stuff. The stuff that I'm getting pretty excited about is their higher end stuff. We've got a couple of these on order, and these are just a different kind of pontoon. So it's got fiberglass look to it. It doesn't have conventional fencing. It's still the conventional tunes underneath, but it's just kind of a more modern look to it. So we've got a couple of those coming that'll be paired with some higher horsepower outboards. So pretty excited. And then we've got what else? Oh, I want to give everybody an update on Xshore. We've been kind of quiet. We've been, waiting for information like everybody else. They announced bankruptcy of Xshore AB. Sounds like the factory got purchased, and our good friend Renee is no longer there. Hopefully, we're going to get some more news here in the coming weeks, but it's not looking good for them. As much as we love the guys and we're rooting in their corner this whole damn time. A lot of you guys saw I got back from the Flex Marine party. That was pretty awesome. They ended up, just as good as last time. Gorgeous display, had all their current projects on display, everything they're working on. There's, I don't know, probably 100 or 200 people there. It was a pretty big event, and I was having conversations with people that are knew me very well, knew Electrified Marina. They've been watching us a lot. It was the coolest thing because I don't know, we have a lot of viewers, but not too much engagement from like fans anyway. We get plenty of engagement from the trolls, but there's so many people that like watch our stuff daily and watch all of our podcasts. Finally met Drew from Watahapa. That was super cool. And then Chris from Fox's Electric Adventures was there. So it's really cool connecting with a lot of friends that I have never met in person before and been friends with online. But just the overall morale and I don't know, enthusiasm around electric boats. It's not something we get a lot because we deal with a lot of haters, negativity, and it's cool being full of room in a room full of people like that. But drove up there, picked up a flagship pontoon, and brought it back down in time for these boat shows. And then wanted to talk about the Tiger promotions. That's still going on. We've got, I think, 4 or 5 units left. I'm sending out a quote for another two tomorrow, so might end up selling those. We'll see what happens. But we've got, yeah, the promotion's still going on. $5,000 off the 2024s, 2,500 off the 2025s. And we've got like two or three of each, not too many, but for those sitting on the sidelines waiting, we've got one right now that we're holding on to for a couple weeks and just doing free storage for somebody. So if you're worried about storing it right now, we can, make the purchase happen right now and hold on to it until spring and deliver it to you then. So we're flexible on those kind of terms. We've got plenty of storage space. Speaking of space, we've got a new spot that we're getting. It's finally close enough that I'm happy to announce it. So let me pull up the photos of this place. We're getting a new showroom. It'll have some shop space, but the more exciting part is the climate controlled showroom and the potential to expand. This place has a huge lot with it, and then it has and then it's got quite a bit more shop space out back. So we've got the opportunity to continue growing into this place and acquiring more service space. So I mentioned a huge lot. We could probably fit, I don't know, 20, 25 boats out there. Just manager's office, conference room, nice kitchenette. But the showroom is gorgeous. So already has sealed floors, HVAC. This place is turnkey, which is what we're really excited about. We'll have some nice shop space for the guys to get out of the elements and have some room to work. So that'll be happening here in like the next week or so. We're right at the finish line with it. We've missed out on a couple of them, but finally excited that this one's going to go through. Um, what else? Oh yeah, we've got Miami coming up. So Miami Boat Show's coming up in a month, about a weekend of February 14th. I will be there. We've got Flex Marine that'll have a booth down there, and then we've got Genesis Marine. We haven't talked about them much, but Genesis Marine's making a hybrid electric wake boat. Actually, I need to have them on the podcast because um, I should have by now. We're going to be there. They're going to have their hybrid wakeboarding boat in the booth. It's like a higher end wakeboarding boat. So it's going to have a 4-cylinder gas backup engine, and then it's a 90 or 100 kilowatt hour pack. So you get an hour or two, of solid tow time. And then if you need it, you've got a gas range extender, which will be pretty cool with wakeboarding consuming so much energy. It's one of the harder boats to tackle with electric powertrain. Everybody knows battery energy density is, one of the big constraints here. If you're just joining us, it's seeing the numbers fluctuate quite a bit. Eric with Electrified Marina. We have the electric only boat dealer. That's all we do is electric boats. So sales, repowers, we convert gas to electric. And so we're scaling this electric boat dealership. We're a small team. We've got 8 employees now. Going to be hiring a couple more here soon, but pretty excited about it. 2026 is going to be a huge year for us. We're expanding. We're getting access to more capital because we're hitting over 3 years. We just ordered a dozen of those Princecraft boats, and then we're going to be ordering a lot more flagships. But essentially, lines of credit, inventory, capital constraints has been kind of our challenges over the last couple of years. We've been, bootstrapped so far. We're getting ready to raise capital that's going to help with inventory, but business really changes when you're ordering dozens of boats ahead of time, doubling margins versus selling everything on consignment at 10-15%. So 2026 is going to be pretty big for us. New location, more staff, and we're going to be doing a whole lot more. We've focused a lot more on sales and marketing this year, and we're really just getting that stuff dialed in. We've got a lot of conversations we're having in the Caribbean with some really cool boats. We're chatting with like 4 or 5 new manufacturers right now, mainly from Europe, a couple from Asia, and a handful here in the US. So those will get announced here in the next week or two. But got 4 or 5 manufacturers coming down the pipeline that look like we're a good fit for them. So pretty excited about it. What else did we have to chat about? I was rambling on, moving through this stuff pretty quick. Um, oh yeah, I wanted to do some trolls of the week. This was pretty exciting. I got this idea from, I think it was like Molly the mom or something, but she kind of laughs and goes over her reels with with her trolls and calls them out because they're pretty hilarious. And I just had a really good few come through here. I was just glancing around for the last week to see what. Oof, we're not going to bring up the gay stuff. That's just weird. Um, yeah, this guy says nothing says transgender fishing like a gay electric boat. And I thankfully didn't have to reply because someone else chimed in. Raul, thank you. He says nearly all recreational fishing boats already have electric outboards as trolling motors. Do you put bow thrusters in the gay group as well? And I don't know why this always happens. It's just a means of powertrain. Everybody uses it in their daily lives. Electricity's everywhere. All of a sudden, these people, have insecurities about it. It's kind of mind-boggling. And some other comments, there's Tom Metz that commented and said, "Oh, these batteries will be in a landfill in under 5 years." And when someone makes a statement like that, it really shows their ignorance or their lack of education. Most batteries have a 5-year warranty, if not an 8 or a 10 year. We have some batteries with 12-year warranties, and those warranties are so long because they're not going to be getting replaced that frequently. Just like electric cars, the failure rate is very, very low when you have that much less moving parts. And I think a lot of people forget that and how simple they are. Yes, they're expensive. Yes, they have a chance of failure, but when you don't have wearing hundreds of wearing components controlling explosions in an engine or constantly wearing, clutch packs in a transmission, there's a lot less to go wrong. And so we're working on even extended warranties. My goal is to get every manufacturer to 10 years with either main basic warranty or an extended warranty. And we can do that relatively easily because these aren't high failing components. And then the second part to that is when a battery does go bad, quote unquote, a lot of people don't realize how valuable these things are worth. We get inquiries I'd say every couple months now. In the beginning, they were hitting us pretty hard, but they wanted our old batteries. And we were trying to explain to them we don't have a lot going bad. The only time we have batteries is when we convert an old electric boat from AGM to lithium iron phosphate or NMC. And so we're upgrading those 12-volt lead acid batteries, but they're not interested in those. If we've got something with lithium iron phosphate or lithium ion batteries or your average electric car battery, it is worth a decent amount of money. These people will pay per pound to pick this stuff up. So most people are oblivious, and you could tell when they think it's going to end up in a landfill. They've done very little homework past, social media level education. Um, what else? There's one or two other trolls that I wanted to bring up that were pretty good. Some of them educational too. Oh yeah, Brian Graves on Facebook says it's going to take 24 hours to charge, and I don't even know where to start with some of these guys. You're not charging this thing with a hamster wheel and a little motor, even on a 110 outlet. If you've got a low speed boat that's got a battery bank that's sizable for your waterway, we're going to make sure it can charge overnight. And if you've got a 110 120-volt outlet, it's because you've got a smaller battery capacity. But if we're selling you a boat that's getting up on plane that's got, call it 60 or 80 kilowatt hours or more of battery, you're going to have a level 2 charger. We wouldn't sell a boat to somebody that didn't have access to charging. Just like an electric car, you probably shouldn't buy one unless you've got charging at home or work. And believe it or not, some people do due diligence on these boats before they buy them. So nobody would either buy or sell one of these boats if it took 24 hours to charge. I mean, so anyway, yeah, you could just tell people's ignorance when they make comments like that. We wouldn't be in business if it really took 24 hours to charge an electric boat. It wouldn't make sense yet. Thankfully, battery technology is there and it's getting better quite often. Speaking of, I wanted to touch on the Donut Lab battery. I've kind of stayed quiet about this and trying to, I don't know, educate myself and hopefully get some more solid information from the Verge and Donut Lab. They announced this amazing battery and with specs that were off the charts. There's different variables to a battery, and some of that is the life cycle of it, or the capacity of it, or the energy density of it, or the charge and discharge rates of it. And we've never been able to get all of them with prototype batteries from anybody. And so they're claiming that they have hit a home run in every one of these fields with no precious metals. So they're saying the batteries are going to be cheaper and exponentially better in every category for this new battery from Donut Lab. And it's hard to believe they haven't announced any third-party testing, no reviews. Consumer deliveries are supposed to start in quarter two, But either way, we haven't had a battery come into production that is this mind-bogglingly good. Hopefully, I'm a skeptic right now. We've gotten excited over battery announcements, but I'm really hoping it comes to fruition because batteries are the constraint in electric propulsion in almost every application. But when you even right now, we can sell to the average recreational boater. Obviously, boats are expensive, and obviously, it needs to be the right waterway. But as long as someone has charging at home or on their dock or at their marina slip, the average lake or bay boater is only doing 20, 30-mile days. It's the small minority that's going offshore or the people that are tubing or wakeboarding 8 hours a day. Like, those are the extremes. We're not even trying to approach those conversations. Electric boats don't make sense everywhere. And so our goal when we are selling to people is finding just the average boater that consumes an average number of miles. And so when you say that the current battery tech, even if it doubles or even triples, it's mind-boggling. And then they make claims like 4 to 5 times energy density, being cheaper and higher charge and discharge rates. Like, it's going to be a game changer if it actually comes true. But until then, I'm going to be a skeptic and just cross my fingers that they're not lying to all of us. But we'll see what happens when that battery comes out. But what I tell people right now in terms of batteries, we've got some hesitation on when people are buying boats from us. And it's, oh, what if, solid state comes out tomorrow kind of thing. And we say, if there is a groundbreaking battery like the Donut Lab battery, it's not coming to boats this boating season. It might not make it next season. And I'm not saying this because I'm a salesman. It's because I've watched battery cycles and adoption rates in the electric space for quite a while. But just in terms of tech, it goes to the highest revenue generating asset class first. Whether that's going to be medical devices or cars or mobile devices, cell phones, power tools, the volume of that, the sheer volume of any of those markets is so much bigger and higher ROI than boats are. And so it will take a couple years for any of these battery manufacturers to get it into marine applications that are IP67 rated, or certified. But it's not going to happen this boating season. And so, with that being said, if you're interested in an electric boat right now, you can either buy a boat right now, enjoy it for a few seasons, and replace the battery later once other people have worked out the bugs, or you can just wait to get the boat. And there's a lot of people say this because I'm a salesman, but it's like the people buy boats for memories, not for ROI, not for resale value. It's for the memories you're going to make. And I've got an 11-year-old now, and like I can only speak from what I've seen and how fast she's growing up and how she goes in phases of wanting to be our best friend. And now she's at the point where she just wants to hang out with her friends and hardly be around us. So those memories are priceless. And the time that you're going to allow to pass waiting for the bigger shiny batteries that are coming out. The alternative would be to buy the boat now if it fits in your use case. If it fits in your budget, if it fits in your use case, the type of boat. Obviously, they're not every boat isn't going to be the right fit for each person. But if you've done your due diligence and found the right boat and it fits in your budget and it's going to work for you without being a restriction to your usage, why wouldn't you buy it? And so I want to leave it with that. Like, we'll see what happens with Donut Lab when their battery makes it into consumer hands and we get some real media reviews with the thing. But until then, we're just hoping that it's reality. Um, what else did we have to chat about? Talked about Miami. Oh, I want to talk about timelines with boats. We're thankfully getting a lot of inquiries right now. I've chatted with, I don't know, a dozen different people in the last 2 weeks or so, I'd say, in January. And they've used the words, I'm hoping for a boat this spring. And the reality is, like, there's boat show season right now. It's kicking off because we need to start making decisions right now, whether it's allocations in a manufacturer's timeline or getting a deposit to reserve on a boat that we already have. Either way, in terms of electric boats, they are not readily available like your average gas boat is. There isn't thousands of these, tens of thousands of these sitting in dealerships inventory. Right now in the US, there's probably a couple dozen electric boats that are built and not spoken for that aren't sold. Most manufacturers that we're selling for, we are ramping up as quick as possible, but we're going to deliver. Us personally, we'll probably deliver 20-ish pontoons this spring. I can tell you right now, we've got about 45 leads worth of people that say they're going to commit. And so here in the next couple of weeks, we're going to do a round of calls and outreach to kind of solidify everybody that's sitting on the sideline because right now there's a lot of you and our website is getting a ton of traffic. A lot of we can see people downloading spec sheets and looking at our YouTube videos, and they're bouncing around doing a lot of their due diligence, which is amazing. That's absolutely needed. But if you're seriously considering a boat right now, we need to start having some conversations in the next, I'd say, month if you want to get a boat by this upcoming boating season. We're sold out of the new Taigas until June now. We sold our first five, and we're working on our next five. And I'm going to work with them to see if they can increase our allocation, but they're building to order right now. So it's not like they're building in excess of hundreds of units. So if you're seriously considering a boat right now, definitely plan to reach out, have some conversations, and really start figuring charging. We have a lot of people that get excited about a boat, get ready to buy it. Come to find out, their dock needs work, or they need permits for an electrical install. That stuff takes weeks, months sometimes if you're dealing with, the Army Corps or wetlands or, whatever it is. There's times a permit doesn't happen tomorrow for permitting. But either way, reach out here in the next month or so if you're seriously considering it. I don't want to upset. I know I'm gonna upset people already, but we're gonna run out of boats. And it's a great problem to have, but I would love to get ahead of that as much as possible. Like I mentioned, we ordered a dozen of the Princecraft boats. I'll have an opportunity to order another. I don't know. I'll have a chance to order more in about a month. But that's just to guarantee we get boats by June. If we don't get that, and you reach out the week before 4th of July and you want a boat, I'm gonna have to tell you no. We did that last year to a dozen people because I didn't have the inventory allocations, or we didn't have the capital or the inventory loans to secure the capital. So we ran out of boats last year. Some people bought gas boats, some people went to boat clubs, and some people just didn't get a boat. But either way, we're gonna do what we can to get as many people boats as we can. But there is going to be a bottleneck, and it's going to happen right around May, June timeframe when everybody wants a boat, and we didn't get enough of them. So long story short, reach out if you're interested in a boat right now because we need to lock things in. Let me see what else I had. I don't know if I had anything else for to chat about. Um, yeah, man, that was pretty quick. I'm a fast talker and ran through a lot of this stuff. But if you guys got any questions, oh, that's one more. I'm taking this. We're meeting in St. Martin with Milliken. The Milliken M10 is a super cool solar powered boat. Some of you guys have seen it. I've done a couple of reviews on it. But we're going to have this boat down in St. Martin. It's at a resort down there. It's in early March. Anybody that I've been chatting with about it, we were already in discussion. So hopefully we're going to meet you guys there. But if you are thinking about that boat, we just got like a new inquiry last week, but we don't have boats readily available all the time. So uh, take advantage of it while you can. We've got a week window, about 2 week window at the beginning of March. We're going to go check out this boat, do some boat rides. But it is a solar powered catamaran. It's about 30 feet. There's two berths. So you've got sleeping for four down underneath. They've even got an enclosed version coming out if you want to keep it air conditioned in there. They've got a pro version that is set up for, oh, they don't have any pictures of it. They've got a pro version that's set up for small passenger ferry, but this boat is perfect if you don't have easy access to electrical and this thing needs to charge itself up. But we've got a lot of islands in the Caribbean that we're chatting with, a lot of resorts down there that are looking into this boat. It's got so much solar on it. You can go about 6, 7 knots indefinitely while the sun's out, obviously. But that's usually when you're giving tours, going on cruises. Like it's the perfect boat for it. It's expensive. It's 350,000 bucks. But there is nothing else in its class of that size with that much solar. So reach out if you're interested in this boat. We're going to be going out beginning of March down in St. Martin at a resort. There's going to be a handful of other, I don't know, electric boat enthusiasts there. There's 4 or 5 different groups meeting down there for boat rides. Whether we're going out during the day to go snorkeling or to check out some spots or going on sunset cruises. It's going to be an awesome time. But that's all I got right now. We've got a handful of people that I'm going to be bringing out on the podcast. So I've got Genesis Marine that I just wrote down. And let me know if you guys have any recommendations. I'm working on the electric lobster guy who's over in, I think he's in Ireland with an electric lobster boat, but we'll have him on the podcast and a handful of others that I don't remember right now. But appreciate you guys watching. This is episode number 18, Electrified Marina Podcast. you have any questions or interested in repowering a boat or purchasing a new one, check out electrifiedmarina.com or any of our socials. But yeah, look forward to chatting with you guys. Appreciate the support and have a good one. Thanks.